carry of preferred choice. They're going to go with the Jinx for the third and final time this series. iBoy, great game 1. iBoy, game 2 was non-existent. So seeing which version of him we get now.
Yeah, and he won't have the Lantern as a safety net, which we saw him have in that game 1. Now, Xin Zhao makes a lot of sense. Strong skirmishing jungler, buys a lot of time. And honestly, Jinx struggles in his Xin Zhao because, you know, you can't use your range against him. He'll just pop his ult and soak the damage for a significant amount of time. So I'd be happy to see this locked in. You know you have the LeBlanc as a potential option, but instead we're actually going to go with the Rakan for ppgod on the start. And I think maybe the thought process here is, right, Thresh is off the cards. Thresh can obviously cause them issue. They also want that engage potential. And it looks like the bot lane's just coming in for V5. So they'll have that Rakan, Aphelios for Rare Adam. I think a support coming in here would be pretty big. Leona hasn't really been used that much this series, which is surprising considering her usual affinity. But you could actually take an enchanter here. We haven't seen this much. I'm going to say a lot of teams aren't leaning into the enchanters, but we did see a Lulu into Rakan matchup a couple of days ago. I think it was Hung who played it for FPX, and they bodied them in the lane, right? Rakan struggles so much in that matchup, but they will just go with the tried and tested Leona, that engage potential. Now, Rare Adam, I think Xin Zhao makes a lot of sense here. So you get your pick of choice in the jungle matchup, but they might end up just taking the LeBlanc themselves. This would be bold, right? This would be a statement pick into rookie.
Yeah, this would be a pretty big pickup here for Rare Adam. And of course, I feel like they kind of feel... I will say they probably feel a little bit pressure to take this right now, because if you leave this open going into this last pick for V5, they not only get to pick up the LeBlanc, but they also get to ban away things that could do well against it. In the end, though, Rare Adam saying we're going to go ahead and take away the Jayce. They feel like they're not going to prioritize it in V5, and they're correct, because Rek'Sai has been banned away now by V5. I imagine the Viego going to be banned as well, and we'll see Rare Adam almost certainly ban away the LeBlanc.
It just makes sense in this situation. It could be, though, that they had something prepared for. That's why they were hovering it, debated, but no, they ban it away. It makes sense. I think Syndra also makes sense as a ban for Rare Adam. If it's a Xin Zhao Syndra 2v2 mid jungle, that is very scary to go up against. But yeah, I think V5, you could ban Viego. You could even take away the Talon. The Talon can be a little slippery and hard for the Xin Zhao to get on top of, so could make sense. But they're actually going to go for the Corki in this situation. So not wanting Strive to have a safe and mobile mid laner who can obviously dash out of difficult situations. It is just going to be that Syndra ban, though. And now V5, I think you just take top in this situation, but actually they're just going to lock in the Viktor. They want to secure that pick, feeling like it's the best mid laner open available, and with how Rookie played, why not? Now for Rare Adam, it's the jungle.
It's the jungle pick. It's the final pick into their composition. The Jayce, can technically go into that mid lane. I really do like the Nidalee here for Leyan. Is a very old school pick of his. I do have a little bit of the hiccups as we see that one locked and loading for Leyan. This is just opens up a little bit more of those AD mid laners that can be so prevalent for them, and looks like they're going to look towards it.
Yeah, could potentially have that option. I think you want to have an AD mid laner when you're playing the Nidalee. But you could have something with good setup. I actually feel like Twisted Fate, you know, you have the lockdown, you have the early pressure. Regardless of what they take, you need early pressure for this composition to work. Nidalee is going to fall off. They end up going with the Zoe. And realistically, I take a look at this and I think this is long-range poke, right? That Rare Adam has so far. For V5, I want to see something top lane that has engage. I want to see something that's going to allow you to gap close. Because if you let Jayce, Nidalee, Zoe sit back and relax, you will just flat out lose.
Yep, and the Gragas is something that has got that engaged. So yes, you will have the flash body slam, you will have the explosive cast. Not only is it good for engaging, it's good for disengaging. So if you do get caught out by a sleepy triple bubble, you can help the team get away from it. And this is a massive poke composition coming out from Rare Adam. Like you mentioned, if they're allowed to sit back, relax, and just chuck out spears, paddle stars, accelerated shock blast, this is going to be hell for V5.
Super Mega Death Rocket, that's it. Not the Mega Infinite Bomb. Super Mega Death Rocket, yeah, and allows the resets to come in. So I think Rare Adam's comp is a bit more delicate, right? Poke comps are a bit tenuous at times. If you get engaged on, they can be messy. If you fall behind, the enemy team can keep forcing, and the enemy team does now have engage. But, you know, you have a Zoe who in the mid lane should be finding priority early. You have a Nidalee who's going to be able to apply that pressure and be proactive and hopefully set up some early plays. So I think there's potential in this situation for RA to find some momentum, but they need to, right? This is kind of the emphasis on them, and it's kind of a flip of that first game where it was V5 and needed to get ahead, because I think V5 are very comfortable taking this into team fights, provided they can find the engage windows to get on top of this backline that Rare Adam has.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing you're looking at. If you can get on top of the faces of Rare Adam, V5 will be in plenty of spaces and have plenty of opportunities. However, if our Rare Adam keep him at arm's length, keep that poke coming out strong, V5 are going to be in hell. It is always the worst when poke compositions get ahead because it feels like you're even twice, if not 3 times further behind than you actually are, just how powerful it can be. We are jumping on the rip for the final time in this series. One of these teams will be taking a 2 scoreline into the last half of the week. The other one will be taking another loss, and that's going to be, as I feel, it could be the first loss here for V5 if they do end up losing. And again, big opportunity for both these teams, both these sides still looking to find the momentum, their form, and try and get themselves at an early stage up those standings.
And I think a big thing for me when you're playing as Nidalee is tracking this jungler, or in the reverse as a Nidalee tracking the enemy jungler, knowing where you can be proactive. Kind of similar to Talon in the sense that you can easily dip over walls, go in and out quite aggressively, but also get out again. So I want to see Leyan playing aggressive, stealing away camps, causing issues for Karsa, and then moving around and applying pressure, right? Bot lane has some good setup. Mid lane has some decent setup because obviously if you land the CP trouble bubble, that can be enough. But mostly I think this is a game where Leyan wants to apply that pressure through the jungle and have his lanes play for him and find momentum in that sense. I am interested to see how bot lane goes because we saw last game it was a very hectic back and forth. Interestingly enough, Zorah has gone for the aftershock, so I'm not actually that much of a fan of this, and the reason being is what typically happens is if you go in, Photic cleanses, right? But if you have aftershock, you can't cleanse, not aftershock, if you have glacial augment, you can't cleanse glacial augment, right? Because the ice is on the floor. So I actually think it's a really strong keystone that adds a lot to Leona's engage against things that have cleanse. So not the biggest fan of this take, but we'll see how it pans out.
Ox, you're the bigger brain of us two. You're my better half, shall we say?
Yeah.
Explain to me why Rookie has no items. No, sorry, I lie. He has a biscuit. So now I know it's not a visual book. Okay, well, Rookie's gonna have a pretty unfortunate time in that mid lane as he doesn't have any items. A little bit of a mistake from him. I wonder if he. I mean, imagine he wins it. Imagine he comes out with a solo kill. Well, that's just like you can't come back for that. Strife has to retire.
I think the thing is with items early in the lane, like the biggest thing it affects is your sustain, right? And he just have TP, so it's not nice. But if he runs out of sustain, he'll just TP back in. Like if you look at the items Strife has, I mean, I know he has like a full shop set up there because he's got inspiration, he's got everything. But in reality, he's only got the corrupting potion, right? Which isn't actually giving him that much in terms of combat power, right? It just that tiny dot. It's mostly the sustain. So I think Rookie's just going to run out of mana a lot quicker, and they're going to have to TP back in.
Yeah, well, Karsa has been spotted out by a nice little ward there by Cube, who goes into hammer form and says, I will knock you back. While that's all been happening, Leyan has been pushing in onto this bottom side. We have a split jungle, horizontal jungling, if you will. So Leyan, honestly, it's not even going to be horizontal jungling. It's going to be straight up 3 camps stolen. And this Zhao is going to be so far behind. This is actually really bad for the side of Karsa.
Yeah, it's disastrous. And it can be so impactful, like if you fall behind, because the scuttles aren't worth as much. Even if you try and claim a scuttle, you're going to end up in a rough spot because you won't hit your level 4. But he's not even going to get that, I think. We saw pings come out. I think Leyan's going to go towards his top side, clear his camps there, and grab that scuttle as well. We do see pings coming out, so Karsa kind of knows I have to get this scuttle, otherwise things are just really doomed in the jungle matchup for me. It's double. Yeah, look at Leyan's CS compared to Karsa.
But also, he can't get this scuttle. Strife has priority mid, and Jayce has priority top as well. So they actually just cannot take this jungle camp right now. And that's just like, ooh, this is just a rough start right now. We will see Rookie go back immediately, TP back into lane. Now has boots and a dark steel. So Karsa now realizes that he's a level behind. And again, going to be so many camps. He's just waiting for his own camps to respawn. As we can see, Strife going to be backing himself away. Strive will get himself back out of harm's way.
You can't do anything, right? You go for the gank mid because that's like the only thing you can do. You're just waiting for camps to respawn. at this point. Karsa's going to head over because his Raptors are now respawning, but he's just lost so much. And this is kind of what I mean, right? RA needed that early momentum, but this is them playing for their jungler, right? It's not the jungler playing for them. You saw bot lane early go for that invade bot side to secure the camps. The priority mid and top and Strive moving. They're doing everything they can to ensure Leyan gets the lead that you need to have as a Nidalee. But this has been a beautifully orchestrated early game so far.
Really well orchestrated, and look at the gold lead as well. It's about 600 or so already. Karsa needs to go for something. Cube will end up getting the accelerated shock blast. We'll probably have to use his flash here very, very soon. His flash going to be nicely belly bob, very nicely done there by Rich, as they do get the knockback. Cube will survive. Honestly, literally one more level. If he's level 4, he's probably dead.
Yeah, if he's level 4, he literally is dead. The critical thing as well is Rich did as much as he could, but the reason they commit both of their flashes there is because they are desperate, right? Karsa is kind of in this hole where the only way out is successful ganks. But the problem is, every time you fail a gank, it just tells the enemy team where you are, and look what they're doing. Zorah and Leyan moving up. Those camps that respawn on the bot side. Leyan's taking them again. Look at the farm difference, right? Leyan has the highest chest in the game. And yeah, I mean, this is a really nice flash from Rich. He knows that Cube's going to try and flash the body slam. So he flashes very early into animation to try and make it so he's not able to flash away, which he's successful with. But yeah, just short on the damage there.
That is painful right there. Is now Rookie in a lot of trouble right now. He's gonna get stunned up, flashes over the wall. Zorah, where are you going, buddy? You can't just go in over there you by yourself. You don't have the damage. Oh, first blood goes over to Rookie after no items, picks himself up a kill. Leyan is still feeling it though, gets knocked up, try to see if he can get this one in. They're gonna flash in, try and see if they get the Zoe something. A double kill for Rookie as he's still going strong. Will drop down the gravity field, so there's nothing that Strive can do. Big turnaround there for V5, and Lord knows they needed it.
I just don't understand why Rare Adam are sort of playing into V5 hands. That is like I said, the only way V5 get back into the game in terms of Karsa's role as a jungler is literally just by him. We have a replay in the bot side, so we can see, and I believe Photic, yeah, has to flash away here. But the only way he gets in the game is by skirmishing, by fighting and come out successfully. Why Zorah flashed over the wall with no cooldowns as a Leona? Why Leyan still try to go in despite the fact they were 2v3? I have no idea, really. I am perplexed. This has actually made a pretty big difference because now Rookie is very fed, right? And if he gets control of this matchup, he can start moving around and supporting Karsa. This was... I don't know. It was a massive mistake because you look at this situation here, right? Rookie ends up having to burn his flash here. You can just take this and walk away. Rookie's chunk, no flash. What is Zorah flashing for? What are you going to do when you're over that wall?
Yeah, I think Zorah, unfortunately, didn't see that Leyan was stunned. He was expecting a spear to come out, and that would have been enough damage to try and chunk out Rookie. Like a max range spear would have brought him down to about 100, even less HP, and it would have just been an auto attack or two coming out from the Leona. So I do think there was a method in the madness, but sadly the madness can lead you down a dark path, so doesn't quite work out. That's 2 massive kills now for Rookie. Gets himself his Sorcerer's Shoes, and LDC still stacking up towards that Dark Seal. Now Cube, no flash available for him. Still no for flash for Rich, though, or Karsa, so no level 6 either as well. There's a 2-level difference in the junglers right now, and look, while you're wasting time on this top side, you're just going to get your jungle stolen again.
I think he knows that he can't contest his jungle. That's the sad thing. He actually knows I can't contest my jungle camps. I have to literally just go and force ganks. That's why I'm so frustrated at the play from Rare Adam, because that is the only way Karsa gets back in the game is by fighting. But they're still ahead, right? Leyan's still really strong. He's still going to be able to dip away. They do actually manage to secure that camp, but again, it's not a camp that Karsa is able to get.
No, it is not, but they actually land down straight on top of the Aphelios. He has to burn Cleanse. Super Mega Det Rocket not quite going to land, and that means they're going to be able to take a Rift Herald up on top side. They know that Leyan is here. Like you mentioned, Karsa saying, look, I just can't go up against this guy. I'm too far behind. I have to get what I can get.
Yeah, but the thing is, the trade-off is, yes, they're able to defend the Gromp, but because Leyan's so deep on that side, they get forced away from the tower. iBoy was able to pick a plate, possibly going to be able to get a second one here as well. Denied farm away from Photic, so it all has a knock-on effect in this game. This is kind of like the ebb and flow. The laners play for the jungler, and then when the jungler's strong, he kind of causes issues for the enemy laners, and it kind of goes in reverse. But we do see Karsa still trying to be proactive. He is looking mid with the Herald, but a Sleepy Trouble might be enough just to force him off.
Yeah, they're going to throw out the Q as well. Rookie in a lot of trouble here. They're going to actually use Karsa's ult as well. So straight away, you can see the power coming out from this Nidalee, who has almost triple his farm in the jungle.
Yep.
It is a huge difference right now. That is just disgusting right now. And you have to try and take anything you can. These Iron Spike Whip, Photic has no flash and has no cleanse, but will not walk too far forward and has got the red and white guns, so iBoy doesn't feel too confident going for that fight.
I mean, honestly, Leyan, other than that little incursion that backfired, is just been textbook how to establish pressure. And it has been down to all of RA, right? They played for the jungler. They drafted these lanes that would give them favorable prio that they could sort of lean in. The thing that I am a bit concerned about is Rookie, right? We saw his game on the Viktor in game 2. That was something, right? And he's 2-0 on this Viktor, farming pretty comfortably. 4 stacks in the Dark Seal already as well. Didn't get held back from the fact he started with no items. So there is definitely something V5 has in the pocket for the late game.
Yeah, and already we can see Rookie pushing back up. Has got himself about a 1,300 gold lead as he throws out a Q. Not going to land the Javelin toss just yet, and we'll be able to clear out this ward. So you can see now Leyan has to use his advantage to wane a little bit now towards this mid lane, recognizing the fact that this Rookie will just keep pushing forward, will just keep getting plates and damage, and eventually will start to be a menace in those side lanes. So they need to start putting some more pressure onto him. It is still pretty good from the side of RA. Like you said, they did have a little bit of a faux pas, and Karsa will take his first gromp of game 3. Well done to him. Fantastic work on that side, and they were able to finally get that result.
That's an achievement in and of itself. Fair play, Karsa. You got one. I mean, I'm just looking at the CS numbers. It's kind of disturbing at this point. But this is why you pick Nidalee, right? This is literally why you take the champion. If you're not doing this, kind of not hitting the mark. But right now, Karsa definitely feeling the pain. Still has the Herald in pocket, and I think the plan might be to throw it down mid, so we'll see if RA can stop that. You got to expect it, right? Your mid tower is significantly lower. You know they're going to want to throw it down there.
Yeah, they've got a little bit of time left on it, so still about a third left on that timer, so see if they want to go for anything just yet. It's going to just be Karsa dropping it down. Pretty safe standard positioning for it. Leona is off to the side, trying to see if they can make something work. Not going to land the solo flare. Nice sidestep there by Photic, and that's going to be first tower going over to the side of V5. So despite the jungle difference, it is still about a 1,200 gold lead, maybe even a 1,500 gold lead in favor of V5. It will be pseudo answered here on the bot side. iBoy shouldn't be able to get the turret all outright. But now he's in a little bit of trouble. He's going to have to try and use his traps. Very nicely done. Keeps himself in a decent standing here and should be able to get himself walked out.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of the team's there to cover him. I like the play from V5 to try and punish him, but RA do respond. But now, with RA losing their mid-tier 1, it kind of means that Rookie, if he's feeling confident, can kind of just push up and then roam. And yeah, that big trouble not really going to work.
Oh, as I say that, that's going to work. That damage was disgusting. The paddle star. And there's the super mega death rocket. Is it going to land? It is! Hole in one from downtown. You get yourself the kill. That is how RA get themselves into an ascendancy in this game.
That's the thing, right? With good mechanics, you can dodge skill shots, but when they fire 5 or 6 at you, there's only so many you can dodge. Rookie kind of felt the brunt of that one. Looking for Photic here, but he has cleanse flash. He's out of range anyway. He should be safe. But you kind of see in the power of RA, right? These are sort of immobile carries. If they fire these skill shots from a long distance, some of them are going to hit. They're going to poke you out. Might be enough to take a kill. But it's good that RA are sort of utilizing that, capitalizing. They are still behind in gold. They still have that massive lead in the jungle from Leyan.
A massive lead, and they are going to start answering for some of these plates they just lost in the mid lane. So 2 plates going over to Strive. 2 or 3 plates going in that bot side as well. So big movements, big moments here, as we can see now. They just get the damage. Let's have a look at this, because it looks like the play is over. Like, just a spear into the paddle. It's just disgusting.
And now, but the critical thing is he waits till he's out of vision, right? He knows, he goes around the corner, make sure they can't see the rocket coming. It gets spotted then. That's the only point they see it. And Rookie just isn't in a position to dodge.
We're going to see it a couple more times, as we can see it glitching through the rift a little bit.
Can we get a slow-mo? Yeah, can we get a triple replay?
Oh, I never noticed there's a big happy face when the explosion goes off. Never noticed that.
Yeah, it's all fun and games, except for Rookie, who died, so a bit unlucky.
Yeah. All fun and games until someone gets hurt. And, you know, it's just... It's all fun and games until you're not having fun anymore. That's how I say it. But now with Dragon spawned, RA will want to try and secure that one there. They should have themselves his heading, but there is still a Gore Drinker now here for the Zhao. So despite being down 1,000 gold, he's still okay in these team fights. He's still okay to go forward. He's only about a level behind, so this is actually a pretty perfect situation for V5 if they would have wanted to fight this anyway. So Battlestar goes over, nicely done. We are going to see the Sleeping Trouble will come out. Ooh, flash from ppgod keeps him alive. Super Mega Det Rocket does not land anywhere else. They can now see Photic in a little bit of trouble. Flash away there by Rich as he tries to get away from the Solar Flare, and then they're going to try and jump on the Photic, who flashes away as well. He has no cleanse available to him. They're going straight in. Karsa, who was denied for all of this game, now finally has the Crescent Guard going in his favor. He will give up his life in favor of the team fight as Karsa and Photic both die. There's the Super Sleepy Trouble Bubble landing. Don't think it's going to lead to any more poke or any more damage, but Rookie needs to be a little bit careful. Cube is there, but they don't have any real way to lock him down. They're going to back themselves up. So Dragon goes over to V5, but they do trade over 2 kills.
Yes, I think RA happy with the kills they got, but at the same time, V5 got the Dragon, so I'm not sure they're too upset about that one. But you can kind of see, right, when the engage happens, V5 start to find momentum. The Zhao, despite being behind, so much damage. But the critical thing there is when the poke starts landing on the squishy carries, it becomes such a problem for V5. They kind of were like waiting for the moment to go in, and we'll get to see that on the replay. So it's just a lot of skill shots being thrown down. And the thing is, when everyone's clumped up by this Dragon, it's so hard to dodge them. And in situations like this, right, you see Rich move in to block this. Actually ends up being a flash to get away from the Super Mega Death Rocket. But then it's like this follow-up. Look at this AoE damage that comes down. I think it's really Strive who gets a massive amount with the Paddle Star here. That's just so threatening. But then the engage comes in, and this is when V5 are like, okay, even though we've lost a member, look how much damage Karsa just ended up soaking because he had that ultimate available.
Yeah, the big Crescent Guard alongside the Gore Drinker is just too big for RA to deal with in that early stage. And now the game is pretty much even. Stevens, Dragon apiece. There will be a Rift Hell taken here now by RA that will equal out the one they lost earlier. Now the game starts to get a little bit fun, a little bit more interesting, because yes, it is still a massive difference in the jungle, but that jungle difference doesn't make any, it doesn't count anymore. It doesn't mean anything as much anymore, because you still have one item apiece. You still have upgraded boots. There's no real difference as we now get to see.
Well, there is a 2-level lead still.
There is a 2-level lead. There's going to be the glacial. Oh my god, they're going to have so much damage, and Rookie, nice roam into that bot side. Rich going with the Everfrost, able to pick up that kill, and that's going to be a tier 2. So you can see now RA fighting forward, looking to see if they can make something work for themselves. There's going to be the Moonlight Vigil on top of the quickness, but the flash available. There is the Solar Flare, and it is going to be a trade-off. Now the TPs can come in. That's going to be Gragas joining on top of this. Zorah trying to see if he can time it out, but he does not get the Xenoblade out. And now does Rich feel confident? Not quite as much, and he's going to back himself away, but still net win for V5.
Yeah, I mean, they trade in kills, but they get a tier 2 tower, the extra gold. A good decision to roam down. You kind of know where RA was setting up, right? They make the move there initially. They start putting vision there. You see people on your own vision, and you know, okay, they're going to throw the Herald on top. Let's go for a play on the other side. And it was a very intelligent move there to capitalize. Rookie now 4-1, and also got that extra input of gold from taking that tier 2. This Viktor is once again really strong, but I'd say in this game, the long range is a bit of a problem, right? That long range poke, it needs to be on V5 to find the quick engages to make it happen. But we'll get this replay. iBoy playing with fire here, but manages to not get burnt, flashes away from the quickness, and a great ult from Zorah allows him to turn around. But then it's one of those things where TP's come in, you know you're not really going to fight this one. Zorah has no way of getting out. You can't just give up a kill in return.
Yeah, not having the best time. This time around, though, iBoy 3 kills. Very different game from game 2, where he just wasn't able to do anything. Karsa is going to find a lot of people in his bot side jungle, so he's going to back away. Said that 2-level difference now between both the junglers is pretty significant. The items are still okay, but you're not feeling too great, as we can see ppgod just keeping himself in the fog of war, making sure that he can be a support to his mid laner. While that's been happening, though, you have a Jayce and a Jinx, and honestly, with a Zoe here, and there's only Photic to defend, this is tier 2, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, you need your team to be grouped to engage as V5. If you don't, they're just going to group up, poke you down. They're now looking, though. TP flank. We see ppgod coming in, but they might have been able to get out of this. They might be able to back away quick enough.
Yeah, minute till Dragon spawns. They are going to have plenty of vision over where Rookie is. So they know pretty damn well where he's going to be coming from. Leyan is off to the side to get a lot of good poke there onto Karsa. So that's your tanky member no longer there. There's the explosive cast coming down into the belly bop.
Beautiful
Nicely done. Rich, fantastically played as he gets caught out. Leyan gets caught out and Rich able to capitalize.
Yeah, and has opted in this game, not for the tank build, but gone for the Everfrost build. A lot more kill pressure, a lot more pick potential. If you do manage to land a slow, you follow up with the Everfrost. It easily sets up your cask in a body slam. Really nicely played there from Rich. Almost see, just, Leyan sees him, dashes over, doesn't expect too much threat, but the slow comes in. Everfrost means you cannot miss the cask. And then even just has the body slam at the end. Great setup, and that will just secure them that dragon, you would think. Gonna score in 5 seconds. Leon's only up in 2, so I feel like if they beeline straight for it, there's no chance that RA contest.
I mean, there's no way that RA to contest, but RA still have the Jinx, still have the super mega debt rocket. And they are going to be able to secure that one there. So it's going to be the dragon. It's only a Cloud Soul, so Rookie not quite able to take the blue bull. Blue bull saying no, this is my house. And they're struggling right now. And Karsa's the only one taking this. This is giving time to RA to get into position. There we go. Xenoblade in. Do they look to try and get this engaged straight away? They are going to go for a flash in. Stolen. Leyan gets himself the dragon. Now Karsa has to use the Crescent Guard, but Rookie had eyes for the AD carry. The 3-0 is now a 3-1, and they're going to be able to turn this one all the way around. 3 kills from Rookie. The man is putting this team on his back.
Oh, Rich.
Oh, Rich puts himself in a beautiful position, even gets the explosive cast. Wasn't expecting Stripe to be there, though. But the problem is with this AP build is you are very squishy, has to flush away. They will be able to turn now and burn for this Baron. This is still a bit of a risk, though. You do not take this uber quickly, and you have yourself the poke, but I don't think RA are going to contest.
I think you find the big thing is that he chunked out Leyan. Strive ended up beating his flash and his no mana. Rich's role there wasn't to kill someone, it was to make it so they couldn't contest, and now they can't. They're gonna get a Baron, and V5, despite the fact that Dragon got stolen, the fight went perfectly for them. Once again, Rookie is absolutely massive on this Viktor. We're gonna get the replay here, so it's actually funny that the blue being reset probably bought enough time for Leyan to get in, but the problem is they commit heavily into the fight. Rookie just one-shots iBoy, who doesn't have a way to escape. And the thing is, we talked about the win con for RA was to poke. They are not in a position to poke here. They're stuck into the fight. They get demolished. And then as a result, it's only 2 members left who can't really do anything. RA need to have set up before the objective. And honestly, I think because Leyan died, they should have just given up the dragon. If they gave up the dragon, they wouldn't be down a Baron right now.
Honestly, looking at the replay, I completely forgot that Cube was a member of that fight. He TP'd in and then almost instantly died. Literally, like, who, where, when was that? Because I didn't even notice him go in. That's why I was so surprised when I saw Rookie had the triple kill. I was like, who else did he kill? And I realized that it was Cube. So again, this Jayce is great when it's able to get ahead. And like you said, these poke comps are fantastic when they're able to get ahead. You now have 3 items and a 10-stack Dark Seal here for Rookie. The man is just 7 and what he is just pushing and prodding and saying, I don't care if my jungler's down 3 levels. I don't care if I have, this AD carry has 3 kills. I will win this game. And this Viktor is slowly becoming one of those LeBlanc picks where it's like, do we need to ban this against Rookie all the time? The man just seems too comfortable.
Yeah, and I love the itemization in this game, right? The Banshees, which can block away those critical skill shots, things like the Sleepy Trouble Bubble, the Engage, and the Leona, but also the Cosmic Drive. Movement speed is so valuable, and there's so many high-threat skill shots to the enemy team. Obviously, if you can proc it, you get that extra burst until you leave combat, but even if you're just out of combat, it does grant you some movement speed. So Rookie able to dodge away, dip, dive, dodge, fucking dodge,
yeah,
and not get hit by any skill shots. Nearly got, it's been a while, but more than anything, it's just not getting hit by these skill shots, posing that threat. And now that, RA are behind, they're really in a rough spot. They're landing poke, but it mostly just gets sustained up. There's no pressure on V5.
No pressure whatsoever. And again, we talked about it. If RA could keep V5 at arm's distance, keep them away from them at all times, put out this poke, RA are going to be sitting pretty, but V5 have constantly and consistently, especially with Rich on this engaged top laner, have been able to find ways of getting on top of people, putting them into awkward situations where they can't put in the priority poke. And this is what we're talking about. He's going to have to use his stopwatch. That's the broken stopwatch now for Strive. And mid lane tier 2 goes down. Again, V5 feel like they're totally in control.
Yeah, and RA, they're just not getting enough poke to be significant, right? They chunked Rich out a bit. He sustains up. They chunk out Photic. Photic just sustains up. It's like V5 can just cycle members and let the other ones heal off the jungle camps. You kind of need to be poking around an objective. But the problem is, I feel like V5 are confident now. They're going to go to this dragon that spawns in a minute. They'll set up vision control, and then they'll look for opportunities for Rich and ppgod to flank. And the second one of those is realized, it's just over for RA. If a Gragas or a Rakan end up behind you, you just lose.
You do just lose. That is just the nature of the game. And
I
now,
ain't sugarcoating it.
yeah, I mean, you know, you gotta be harsh but fair sometimes. Photic will take a bit of a poke and another bit of a poke. So this is where you want to see the likes of RA taking that kind of damage. And with, I will say though, with the Severum, they're still fine to keep sustaining.
Yeah, I know he has a Severum to sustain, but you still have to try and dodge these, right?
Yeah. No, don't be silly. Don't need to do that. As we can see more poke. This is the AP build with the Gragas, don't forget. So he will be just as squishy as something like Aphelios. We'll have a little bit more natural sustain with his passive, as we do see the Banshee starting to be popped off. Leyan does lose his as well. Good poke here from Cube as they try and just stave off this push into the mid lane. 10 seconds till Dragon spawns. If RA get it, it will put them onto Soul Point. There we go. Rookie not quite able to lose his Banshees there, but this is being pushed in. V5, though, don't feel like they want to go for that particular inhibitor. They want to go try and get this fight. And speaking of fights, ppgod is dead and gone. Look at Rookie. He's the big man. They will get the Blast Cone, though, over the wall. Cube keeping himself alive just about. Never mind. Rich adds to all of his many, many golds. And they are going to try and keep themselves out of this fight. They're trying to keep them now away from their base, as they know V5 know they can keep the kills going if they can just stop them from recalling.
Yeah, you gotta be a little bit careful because running into skill shots with chasing them down is risky, but I think at this point they've got them cornered. They'll do their best to get away. Photic's taking his time. He knows Karsa Rookie on the flank. There should be 3 more members dead of RA.
Yeah, they should. There's going to be the real flash there as Zorah going to try and maybe distract him, saying, look at me, I'm over here. And yep, he's just going to accept his fate, delay them as long as he possibly can. He will keep his mid laner alive, but at the end of it all, you get the dragon, but the fight is still going over in favor of V5, and that started perfectly. That was a 4v5, you got to remember, for RA.
Yeah, the critical thing is RA set up really well there, right? I said we want to see V5 get to the objective early.
Oh, iBoy. Okay, he's fine.
I think he's out. Yeah, he's got the...
No, he's not.
No.
ppgod. The revenge of ppgod as he gets the knock-up. They're going to try and get him over the Blast Cone. He will end up using it. There is a flash for Rookie if he wants it. Not going to use it just yet, saying, you survive another day, iBoy, but I will get your heal out of you, as Rich finally pops in. Oh, iBoy, what are you doing? Get out! Get out, my friend! The grump is not worth it! My God! Sorry, that was really triggering.
He's playing with fire, man. But yeah, I mean, the critical thing with the last fight was RA got there first. They got the setup, they could lay the poke down. It looked pretty good. That's how the comp's supposed to work. The problem is, because Leyan and Zorah died, it is now V5 who has control of the Baron area. You no longer have that luxury, and I'm certain V5 are going to fish for an engage as soon as they can find one.
This is about it. It's about the engage. If V5 are just able to find those engages so much easier. It's so much... we talked about it from game 2. The ease of execution. V5 now have total control over this top side of the jungle. They are going to TP Rookie in. They will know, however, on the side of RA that this Dragon, or Baron, I should say, is going down. Now, Rich trying to play distraction. Trying to play keep away. Look at ppgod as the TP going to be coming in as well. That's going to be Cube joining the fight. It's a 4v4 as of the moment. 4v5. Now it's a full 5v5 as Zorah gets himself over the wall. They're going to see ppgod go in, try and stop Cube from getting away. He will go to the skies and back to the fountain because he is dead. Rookie with his 9th kill of the game, and he's still chasing, he's still hunting, he's still hungry for iBoy. That's a double kill for Rookie as they go straight back for the Baron.
And it feels like Leon's trying to stay alive, trying to stay in range to potentially steal this one. Rich is going forward. He might just die.
He's got Sonya's, or at least a broken stopwatch available to him. The Everfrost picked up, though, is going to stop him from going off, and that's going to mean another kill. Leyan, we're going to see ppgod going over the wall to try and get something going for him. There was a Zonya's available for the Zoe, but not able to use it. Now it's just Leyan against the world, not able to take it down. That's going to be a double kill for Photic, so more kills across the board. Ends up actually being only a 4-for-1, but it's still only Zorah left alive to defend this. I don't think there's what he can do.
Yeah, I mean, it's just V5 being really diligent in cleaning up all these kills, not giving Leyan any chance to try and steal away the Baron. It's really precarious, right? Setting up on this Baron against so much poke, but they know that the call is to turn away as soon as possible. They find the opportunity to do so, and at first it doesn't look like they're gonna get that many kills, but the chase down comes in, and we see Rich misses a couple of skill shots here, doesn't really find Leyan there, but ppgod is on the flank, and I don't think he gets as much value as maybe they would have hoped for, because the fight starts off quite far away from him. But you do see him just able to secure the kill on the Jayce, right? Cube gets knocked up. Yes, he does find some ground, but they are able to take him down. And then we see Rookie just, you know, he's got the movement speed from Cosmic Drive. He just runs iBoy down.
Not really a lot you can do. Rookie again and again. I want to see his damage done because he has just been so pivotal to this V5 side so far in both their victories as well. The man feels like he's on a mission after leaving IG finally on his first or his second roster of the LPL. We got to go back to live right now because Leyan's in a lot of trouble. Will lose his Banshees and his Flash, so he is already going to be at a disadvantage when trying to jump in on all these different people. Cube, however, will pick up a tier 2, a little bit of extra gold. I don't know if that's going to do much for you. You do have objective bounties. They will land the Solar Flare, but can anyone go back on top of this? I don't think you can. Gale Force and Cleanse has been expended. And now your V5, you go towards the spot site. You've cracked open the base.
And look at the confidence of Rookie, by the way. 22 stacks in his Medjai's. He is doing a ton of damage, and he's just walking up, right? They know the Q's pushing the top lane. They don't care. They're just going to end.
They can end the game. You need to have some kind of damage. You need to have some kind of poke coming out right now because these turrets are falling. Nexus turret number 1, dead, gone. Nothing you can do about it now. Zorah trying to stay if he can keep everyone away. Leyan is still hovering around. Nexus turret number 2 down now. So the Nexus is now exposed. It's a 5v5 as they look to try and maybe end this game. Look to try and take themselves to another victory. The Jinx is dead. That's pretty much going to be it. And that's going to be V5 with a 2-1 scoreline, taking this series and giving themselves back up to a 2-0. They will pad the stats, but in the end, the inevitable cannot be stopped. Destiny comes for those who wait, and V5 now 2-0 in series from 2-1 series.
And honestly, RA made this a close one, but it really came down to that Rookie difference, man. He was absolutely on fire. Game 2 and 3 on the Viktor. Smithing. That is all you can say on it. He looked so good on the pick. Dominant, and kind of the sort of the caliber we expect from him, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much the Rookie show for V5. I feel like Karsa had a pretty decent game 2. Game 3, he wasn't allowed to play the first 15 minutes of the game, so can't really give him too much stick for that.